What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing a beer from the Skydance Brewing Company, and they're out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and this is their Rez Dog. So this is what they're calling a Native Pilsner that comes in at 4.9% alcohol by volume, 18 IBUs, and at the time of review, I don't know exactly how old this can is because it does not have a canned on date. However, I believe it is relatively fresh, and that's because this one was sent to me once again by a friend of mine and viewer of the channel, Wougi Birds. So huge thanks to him for this beer. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies he sent my way, and he sent me an eclectic selection of beers from breweries in the Oklahoma City area. 7 unique beers scattered across 4 different breweries, and one of those breweries, Skydance. And what's so cool about Skydance? Well, they are a Native American owned brewery, and Wougi himself is Native American as well. So this is pretty cool, I'll be honest with you. I can't recall if I've had a beer from a Native American owned brewery, but I have now. And yeah, it's just a Pilsner. They call it Native Pilsner because they said that they kind of made like a Czech-esque style Pilsner with different like American ingredients, and they hopped it and dry hopped it with sterling hops, and they're like, doesn't really fit the bill for anything specifically, so we'll just call it the Native Pilsner. I'm all right with that. So they do have a little spiel here on the side. It says, though it roams free on the reservation, the Rez Dog lives its best life running in a pack, just like its ancestors did. Our Rez Dog is a crisp, refreshing Pilsner that's also best enjoyed with friends, sharing stories, comparing war wounds, or simply taking a break from this dog-eat-dog world. And again, on the label says native owned, and then on the other side, native brewed. And again, they call it a, on the label there at the bottom, a Native Pilsner. So yeah, like I said, they don't have a canned on date, but you know, Wougi sent it to me. I'd imagine it's relatively fresh, so should be good to go. Anyway, let's crack this one open, get it into the glass, and see what we got going on here. So try to get a decent head here. Pouring a little bit more aggressively than I normally would. Do something like that. That looks nice, for sure. I really like the can, just like, you know, has the dogs on there, but just like the color scheme is awesome, like a purple and orange, and just like really nice color scheme. I really do enjoy it for the most part. Got some dirty glass mafia going on, but all right, let's get a look at this beauty in the glass. So does that look like a Pilsner? It does. You can see my hand through the back, maybe a little bit of chill haze on there, maybe a little bit of gentle haze. So not crystal clear or anything, but it kind of has that, you know, orangey, kind of golden yellow color. Finger of a soap sudsy looking head. On camera, it actually looks a little bit better, but in person, definitely soap sudsy. It's kind of dissipating. Decent carbonation streaming up, but nothing crazy. We'll bust out the contraband flashlight so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about with the carbonation. See how it's very, I mean, there's decent. It's slow moving for the most part, but it's definitely there. But yeah, it looks nice. It plays the role for some kind of Pilsner, Native Pilsner. Sure, let's get a dose. Ooh, that's really nice. Wow, that's like a, see, I've had beers with sterling hops in before, for sure, no doubt. But I can't tell you the you know, flavor profile off the top of the dome piece or anything. I'm getting a lot of lemon. Citrus, but more lemony, like lemongrass. Has a nice like grassy floral sensation, a little bit of spicy herbaceousness. I would say for sure that the malt there is more of a crackery, kind of slightly biscuit. The fruits I usually get, red apple, white pear. You guys know the ones I always talk about. Touch of that sulfuric lager kind of funk, but not too big. It has a minerality, like it has like a fresh kind of like spring water kind of nose. Like they did something for sure to the water treatment in this one. There's a little bit of like a confectionery sweetness as well. It smells really nice. Like I like that big pop of that lemony citrus vibe, a little bit of honey, and then, you know, your typical like floral grassy kind of Pilsner-esque hop character, but there's a touch of that like spicy herbaceousness that I get. Really good. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Wougi. That's nice. It's different. So, you know, I see Native Pilsner. They're obviously Native American. They're like, hey, we're doing something different. We'll just call it Native Pilsner. This is definitely not something that, in my mind, is akin to like a German style or a Czech style Pilsner. It's different. It's its own entity. It's It's kind of different. I like it. Body's nice, just like medium bodied for sure. The mouthfeel is a little less crisp than I was anticipating. I thought it'd have like a nice moderate touch over moderate carbonation. It might be a little bit under moderate. So it's not like super spritzy on the palate. It's not really super crisp, but it's crisp enough, I think, to get behind it. It's definitely very clean on the palate. It's quite refreshing. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I was expecting mouthfeel wise, but it's a little bit different than I anticipated. The taste is definitely different. I'm getting a little bit of like a honey cracker malt character, which is nice. I like that. I dig that. And that hits me at the forefront. It's like a sweeter kind of confectionery malt character. It's more crackery and slightly biscuity, but it has a little bit of like this sweet kind of honey kind of taste to it. I like that. It's different. I don't know. I don't get that a lot. I mean, some people do definitely get honey in a lot of like German lager, especially like Helles is a bit, oh, it has a honey character. I don't know how many times I've gotten honey in like an actual Pilsner. It hits me right at the forefront. Then that lemony citrus that was the nose is 100% here. It's more of like a lemon peel, lemon zest, a zippy, zesty lemon. That's definitely hitting me right after that honey cracker vibe. There's a little bit of that red apple and white pear. I'd say more towards the core, so not as sweet. There's a little bit of a touch of like an underlying, like I've been saying this a lot lately, but it just kind of sticking with me, like a little honeysuckle, more of like a floral kind of sensation. And then the finish has more of that spiciness I was getting in the nose. It's like this spicy grassiness with a little ramped up floral character on the finish. This has a mild to moderate bitterness. It's firmly dry, but not bone dry. So between that firm dryness and that mild to moderate bitterness, it really balances out that sweet malt that I'm getting at the front, that I'm saying honey, honey cracker, definitely red apple and white pear, honeysuckle. Like it has a differing kind of finish to it to balance it out. I'd say this is almost like perfectly balanced. It's a really well-balanced beer. It has pretty good flavor overall. Like I'm digging the flavor. It's not super intense. It's a little bit more of like a subdued kind of mild overall flavor, but it is pretty complex for something that's 4.9%. And this is where I always say IBUs at the beginning of the review, especially because I have OCD. So it's like one of those things, I do it for every beer review, right? They say this is 18 IBUs. This drink's to me more like 25 to 30 based on, my history of drinking craft beer and kind of where, that's why IBUs don't matter. You can get a 60 IBU beer that drinks like a 30 and vice versa. And this is one of those beers where it's a little bit lower as far as the IBUs go, but I think it drinks a little bit higher. 4.9%, you can't tell. Pretty damn clean, like I said, as a whole. One more sip, because I'm kind of in between. I'm wondering whether or not this should get a 4 or not, and I'm like right there. I drank like half the can so far. As I keep on drinking, it's getting more dry and a little bit more bitter, and I think I like that. So it's kind of leaning a little bit more dry and bitter. I said perfectly balanced, but starting to become a little bit more dry and bitter, which I personally enjoy. But if you're somebody who doesn't like that, you might not be able to session this. But I don't know. Everybody's different. I'm gonna give this an appropriate score. So Skydance Brewing Company, their Rez Dog, their Native Pilsner. I'm gonna give it a straight 4 out of 5. I think this is a very well done, craft Pilsner, regardless of what they call it. It is a Pilsner. You can tell it's a Pilsner or some kind of lager at the very least. It has nice flavors. I'm really digging it. And yeah, that's all I need to say about it. It's really, really nice for what it is. Price point availability, I could not find the price point, but I would imagine something like this, like $10-12, somewhere in that range for a 6-pack, I would assume. Maybe high end of like $14 for a 6-pack. But if I was local to Oklahoma City and I want to support a Native American-owned company, especially a brewery in this case, I would 100% buy this beer. No questions asked. I'm now curious to try out more from them because this is a good first offering. It's a good first introduction. So yeah, it's a really nice beer. And availability, I have no idea outside, I'd imagine, Oklahoma City. So Wougi, if you can speak to that or anybody else in Oklahoma City, let me know. First good impression, 100%. And I dig this one. Like I said, 4.9%, you can't tell. Really good beer. And that sulfuric kind of nose it's been happening more and more where I get it in the nose, but it never really carries over all that much to the taste. There is a little bit of twang here in the taste from that like sulfuric funk. Let me go back one more sip just to make sure. Yeah, just a little bit to kind of let you know I'm fine with that. So 4 out of 5 for that one. If you've had this one before, please post in the comment section and let me know what you thought about it. I'll be posting this about 2 weeks after I reviewed the Stone Cloud Light. I'm drinking these both in the same day because they're sub 5%. I'm fine. I'm not buzzed or anything for that. A lot of times when I drink 2 beers in one day, I do get a little bit of buzz because I'm a lightweight now, but not really today because there's sub 5%. And that's like not a big deal. One and plus one's a 12 fluid ounce can. So just thought I'd mention that. Anyway, appreciate it. To the next one. Cheers.